Lucilla Lalu from the Philippines was known as the first Chop Chop lady due to a gruesome death that happened to her in 1967. This case was said to be an open case as her head was never found and only her body parts, which is the torso and her legs, were found. Many speculations were made, but none of them were confirmed to be true. We can say that Lucilla Lalu and the Black Dahlia had both unsolved cases. Was justice served? Let's find out. Sometime in the late 50s or early 60s, Lucilla Tolentino Lalu left her hometown of Candaba, Pampanga to try her luck in Manila, Philippines. She initially worked as a waitress at a small bar and apparently she was really good with money. Her hard-earned money, which she saved quite wisely, was enough to start several ventures. Lucy's House of Beauty, a salon on Mayheluk Street, and Pagoda, which is a restaurant and cocktail lounge/nightclub located along Rizal Avenue in Santa Cruz. The Lucilla Lalu case was highly sensationalized and was abnormally scary, as first, her legs were found chopped expertly into four pieces and wrapped in a newspaper and in a garbage can on Malabon Street. A day later, her body, headless and legless, were found on a vacant lot at Epifanio de los Santos Avenue in the Philippines. Although it took time to identify her in little pieces, the police managed somehow to get fingerprints of her dead hands, which subsequently found to match those in a police clearance file on a Lucilla Lalu. The suspects of the case included her 19-year-old lover, Florence Relos, patrolman Aniano de Vera, and Jose Luis Sanciano, a 28-year-old dental student. As the case developed, the sordid side of Lucilla's life rather than her murderer surfaced. Reports poured in that Lucilla had other lovers, and the police responded by hunting them down. The testimony of eager beavers in the case was varied and contradictory. Lucilla's neighbors claims they saw three men dragging what looks like a body from Lucilla's residence. However, Vera claimed he saw Lucilla hale and hearty hours after the neighbors had apparently seen her body being dragged away. A friend of the victim stated that Lucilla wanted to end her relationship with Relos, but Relos swore that the woman was very much in love with him, and so on and so forth. The police theorized that the murder could have only been committed by someone familiar with the use of knives and such, a butcher or a surgeon, perhaps. The killer must have used a private vehicle to dispose of the torso and legs because these were very cold to the touch when they were found. Perhaps they might have been stored in a freezer. After a week of investigating and prying for information, the police still had no murderer to show before the public, and the victim's head was yet to be recovered. On the 15th of June 1967, Santiano, the 28-year-old dental student, surfaced and confessed to the crime. He recounted and detailed the events that led to the brutal killing. However, a few days later, he retracted and repudiated his confession and insisted on his innocence. But the authorities were firm on their decision to pursue the case against the new suspect. In an unsuspecting plot twist, a retired cop, Steve Odell, claims that his father had in fact killed Lucilla Lalu. His father is none other than the notorious George Odell, the suspected murderer of Elizabeth Short, the Black Dahlia, in 1947. His father had in fact abandoned them and moved to the Philippines, detailing it on in his book. Lalu's case, although Sanciano was pinned, is something that can drag on as unresolved.